Welcome to another episode of Carlton Club Corner, episode 10. Play the song. I've received so much feedback from you guys in the comments, some good, some bad. Either way, keep them coming. I enjoy hearing your thoughts on the Blues. So last night we defeated the arch enemy Essendon by 26 points, cementing us in the top four. Now, let me start with this. Tom De Koning was sensational last night. Best on ground by 6 kilometres if you ask me. So far ahead of anyone on the ground, it was silly. He was fantastic. I said a couple of episodes ago, number 27 should never play again for Carlton. And was I right? You're damn right I was right. Tom De Koning was turning to a special kind of ruckman, which he proved in last year's finals. And then all of a sudden, Vossi thought it was such a good idea to play two ruckmen. I'll use that term loosely, because Tom De Koning is the only ruckman we have, in my opinion. And to think, last year we signed the other bloke, 27, to a 3-year contract. It's laughable. Because in my mind, barring injuries to Tom De Koning, should, I don't know if he will or won't, but should never play again for Carlton. Tom De Koning's a man going forward, that's it. We won't win a premiership with 27 in the team. We have a big chance with Tom De Koning playing the way he's playing. Now, enough of the negative Nancy stuff. I've been called that in the past. So let's go on to some positive stuff. Elijah Hollands. Wow. Seriously, as he stepped up, not only is he a connector from the midfield to the forward line, but he's now kicking goals. He kicked 3 last night against Essendon. That's massive. 3 goals. He kicked more than Charlie, and Charlie was really good. 3 goals from a medium forward. It's impressive. It's a good get. I said he stepped up a couple of weeks ago. I said him and Blake Acres have really stepped up. But, you know, after last night's performance, Elijah Hollands, I'm telling you, he's a good one. What about Alex Chincotta? Another wow. Even though I thought he was pretty important to our rise last year, I'm not sure I saw this coming. He's been fantastic. He's been good as a lockdown defender. He's been good as a run-with player. And another one who's now kicking goals. He kicked 2 last night. So not only can he shut down his opponent, he can actually hurt them on the way back, which is so important in today's game. Because we can't just rely on Harry and Charlie to kick the goals every week. Even though they're capable, but when you've got 6 or 7 goal kickers like we had last night, the Sydney Swans have shown you that that's the model in winning a premiership. Because they've always got 6, 7, 8, 9 goal kickers, and they constantly kick over 100. So let's just quickly touch on some more negative Nancy stuff. The following players get out. Okay, I'm going to name them. Orazio Fantasia. He's made of glass, like one of our subscribers said in the comments. Caleb Marchbank. We've upgraded you to Brody Kemp. Brody Kemp's, I think, fantastic. Should never have been dropped in those finals last year. And I think him playing in those finals could have gone a long way to us beating Brisbane in Brisbane to make grand final. But that's last year's thing. Let's not get caught on that. Jack Martin. The most injury-prone player I've ever seen in my life. Zach Williams has taken your spot. He's taken your spot. For 7 years, you've been that, if Jack Martin can get on the field, if Jack Martin can do it, you can't do it. So get out. Zach Williams has taken your spot. Okay? He's never playing back again, Zach Williams. He's not good enough for that. Because he tries to defend in the forward line. Something you don't do, Jack. Well, you don't get on the park. Let's be honest. Let's leave it there. And if you want to take it a step further, Chincotta's probably taking your spot too. So, I can't see you playing again. And David Cunningham, well, I said Jack Martin was one of the most injury-prone players I've ever seen. David Cunningham is not far behind. Still injured. What? Elijah Hollins is taking your spot. He's been, in one season, 10 games of Elijah Hollins, he's been more valuable than your 7 seasons. That says a lot, David. I know you've been injured for most of them, but that's my whole point. Why are these players still at the club? Caleb Matchbank always injured. David Cunningham always injured. Jack Martin always injured. Sound like the Brownlow 3 votes. C. Judd. And of course, 27. Well, we've already addressed our old chestnut, so let's not go on with him again. Let's get back to the Essendon game last night. I feel that this one was so important for us. It would either bring us into the top 4 or leave us fighting for the 8, which is what we've been doing for the past 2 years. And we can't have that. If we've got any aspirations of winning premierships, we need top 4. We need home games in Melbourne. We don't need to be fighting in Melbourne like we did last year for 2 finals and then go up to Brisbane and get smacked because we're that tired because we had 2 heavy hitters. Have a second chance. Hopefully win the first week of the finals. Have a rest. Preliminary final. That's where I think we should be heading. I think everyone would agree with that. Last night's game was the one in the last 2 years that we've been losing. All the hype, all the can Carlton do this, can Carlton do that? And we never won those games. But I strongly believe we've turned the corner. I think now we are beating teams. We've had one bad loss this year against Adelaide. Yes, we got beaten up against Sydney, but they're on top of the ladder and beat everyone up. So it's not such a bad loss at the moment. It's probably warranted. They're the best team going around at the moment. But the Adelaide one is where we shouldn't have botched that one. But we did. So we need to move on from that. We can't have any more rubbish losses like the Adelaide one. We need to continue to beat all the teams that we should beat. Which, let's be honest, is all but probably 2. Sydney and, I don't know, take your pick. Is it Collingwood? Is it GWS? Geelong? Essendon? We've beaten Essendon. So, let's be honest. We should be beating everyone. We've already played Sydney, so I know we're probably not going to win every game from here on in to the finals, but we should have a chance against every single one of them, whether it's home or away. We need to start winning away games too. And that Port Adelaide game was a good reminder of what should be done by Carlton. I said it 2 weeks ago. I said it took us 11 years to win in Adelaide against an Adelaide side. 11 years. And I said, we just lose those games. And now we don't anymore. We've broken that hoodoo. We've won that Port Adelaide game. We've backed up and played this and beat them. So hopefully we've turned the corner. I think we have. Let's see if we have. So before the Essendon game, I had numerous conversations with Carlton and non-Carlton supporters. And more often than not, a premiership this year was not out of the question. Everyone thinks we're the biggest contender to Sydney. And I agree. If all goes well, we are the biggest contenders to Sydney, I believe. I think we've got the team to do it. I think there's still a couple of little kinks. We're starting to weed out the ones that, aren't going to work for us in September. But we're not here to get games into the kids. We've recruited to win a premiership. Like John Cena said, the time is now. Also, you got to remember, we still have Adam Cherry to come back into that midfield. And that strengthens us again. So who makes way? Is it Matt Owies? Is it Lockie Cowan? Or is it Durden? It's a tough one. Let me know in the comments who you reckon Chera pushes out of that team. There's 3 I've named that I think it's probably one of those 3, but let me know if there's someone that you think it's not pulling their weight. Ollie Hollins, maybe he's another one that, he's not sure about him just yet, so he could be another one to add to that list. Again, we're not going to push out a ruckman or a tall forward or a tall back. It's going to be a small forward or midfielder type of player. So let me know in the comments who you think. So we have a bye this week. I reckon it comes at the perfect time. Just freshens us up to have that 12 weeks before the finals and just, that's it. Top 4, to be honest, top 2 should be our goal, but top 4 is where we need to be. 5th ain't going to cut it. 6th, 7th or 8th ain't going to cut it. So have your rest, boys. Get freshened up and smash that second half of the season. They did it last year, and we're in a very worse position than we were this year. We're sitting second right now. So here's our chance to make that push for that premiership that we've been waiting for. It's been 29 years since our last premiership. 29. It's a long time. It's a long time. I was at that 1995 grand final. And geez, it was sweet. It was so bloody good. It was our Sweet 16, because we won 16. But anyway, I remember it was opposed to Sweet 16. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Well, there you have it. Another episode of Carlton Club Corner in the books. Let me know in the comments your thought on the Blues. Love reading your comments. And I promise I'll reply to all of you. See you on the next one. And go Blues.